And I'm working on the 2000 Wide Glide tonight. There's a crankshaft and old bent up rods and stupid crap, but this is a low budget deal on this bike. I've got everything cleaned up pretty good. Casing's all cleaned up. Best I can do on this one over here. It's in the worst shape. It's in case here. As you can see that oil, something's busted out of the bottom of it. I had to get a couple of new oilers for the pistons. It's a Harley dealership. I think it was like $35 for them. The transmission pan, but that's where the plastic baffle eats into the pans on these transmissions. And what it does is go in and then sits on the bottom, and then it gives the oil a place to wind through there to, I guess, to cool it. But it had a hole in the pan. I took it into the shop today and welded it up. It was actually, well, it's cracks, so got it all cleaned up. I'm ready to put it back in together on the transmission. And I always make my own gaskets. I mean, why spend $14 on gaskets when you can spend $3 on that and make your own? But this is a follow-up report on the Wide Glide. So I did clean the transmission out real good. It has some metal particles and all in it. So it's ready to get the pan back on. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt it back in the bike and get everything as much together as I can on the bike without the engine in it. Hadn't decided what all I want to do to it yet, so I'll just keep y'all posted on how it goes. I know the oil pump's got to be replaced, and probably this timing cover. So more to come. Thanks for watching. Well, I guess I'm going to video the way to make gaskets. My father taught me this years ago, and it works great. You know, I've made many gaskets with a ball peen hammer and some cardboard, paper, or gasket making material like I have here. And what you actually want to use is the ball on the hammer, and you're going to go around it and just tap everything all around it. And I'm going to try to video it. So buy a gasket for $14 and make it for 30 cents or less. I did buy this material, so what I'm going to do is just pull it over where I want to make the gasket at. And what I want to do is take the ball peen and start hitting around the edges and get an outline. I'm doing this on my cell phone, so I don't know if there's a way that I can even prop it up. I'm going to try. But the sound, when I start making the sound, trying to prop my camera up here. What I want to do is line it up where I want it to go. Don't worry about cutting anything. I mean, you could actually cut it through here if you want to. I'm going to start finding the edges. Once you start getting that edge complete, it's going to hold itself in position. Right now I'm going around the side. And I'm watching for the break to happen. So it's cutting through the paper right now as I'm hitting it with the hammer. Well, the phone fell over. So I'm watching it cut. I guess if I had a GoPro, I could actually see what's going on. Now, right there in that corner, this hammer does not have the ability to get in there. So sometimes you can switch around to the harder part and get that corner. I mean, you can follow it right along there. Let me pull it up where you can see. Okay. If you can see the line around, that's where I've been tapping it. It's coming around. Gosh, I wish I had a better way to hold the camera, but I've got this side. It's just going to start folding right on around here. And the way I like to do it is get the outside about 3/4 of the way done and then come back and start doing the inside. So I'm going to try to prop it up again here. I know the YouTube people are probably like, what is he doing? But you know, this is what I used to do years ago with YouTube. I have no way to get my phone up here, but here we go. Oh, that's pretty good. So I'm gonna watch it and see if it drops down. It dropped down. First couple of hits, it dropped down. Let me see if I can get a better way to prop my phone up. Well, I've tapped all around it. This is what I got. You see the holes are in there. So it's about time to remove what I've tapped out and see what I got. It should work. So let me remove that. I got the gasket all tapped out and made. Should fit real good. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue this onto the case. I do have some super clear silicone. So I'm going to put a good bead around here and then stick the gasket to it. Okay, I got a good small bead laid down all around it. Now I'm going to glue the gasket on there. Alright, I got it stuck down pretty good. Years ago when I did this, when my daddy taught me how to tap out a gasket, I had stuff called Permatex. And it was a red type of stuff. It wasn't silicone, but you'd put that on there and then glue your gasket down like I've got now with the silicone. I remember when people first started using silicones. Really revolutionized the gasket business. So as you can see, I'm just kind of tapping it around there, be sure the holes line up. Now on something like that, I can come back later with my ball peen and knock that right out. And what I want to do is just let that set up on there. I'm going to have a good seal. So before I mount this, I'm going to let that set up, and then I'm going to put another thin coat on top of this, and then mount it up to the transmission body. But I think said this earlier, that this baffle is actually a impact resistant plastic. So I've got it cleaned up. It looks kind of dirty, but it's actually clean. But you can see where it's set in here, the impressions it put in the oil sump. So that's man, really, that plastic ate into that aluminum like that. It's kind of amazing. I actually think since this year Harley Davidson did improve on that. I don't know. But that's how she sets in there, and then that spring keeps it pushed down. Maybe the spring is harder than what needs to be, but I'm ready to mount it up to the transmission. So I'm gonna go ahead and put me another coat of silicone right there and get it mounted up. Okay, I got a good thin bead of silicone all around the gasket. Transmission sitting over there. I'll bring it over and flip it upside down and set this in place and bolt it up. But if you ever watch any videos of assembly factories and all, then you know, they basically got a machine that spreads the silicone around. So I'll do another video here in a second. I got the transmission set up here, and as you can see, I got to do some scraping. I got old gasket left on here. But if you take that off and feel of it, it's exactly what I'm putting on there. Same thickness and everything. So let me get this cleaned up. This gasket, just using a single edge razor blade. You know, it works pretty decent. Getting old stuff off. I've got stories about removing old gaskets that would just blow people's minds. And you just want to clean it up good, and silicone will actually fill in on some imperfections that is left. But you see this application, this razor blade's pulling it right off. Now, may not work on all situations. So I've had some diesel engines before, and the gaskets are just like they're chiseled into the thing. You can't hardly get them off. Of course, once you get all that scraped off, what you want to do is blow it good with air. So let me do a video here in a minute. All right, I got it all mounted up. After you got it mounted, this is what you want to actually see, a little bit of silicone beading out. And with that spring in there, what I did was go from this corner, that corner, that corner, this corner, till it pulled up, and then you start running them all around, run them around again. And I do it with the impact, and I can tell when each bolt has reached about the same torque. But yeah, that's it. I got it together. Of course, I got the plugs and all out. I'm still not sure what busted the case right there. Something hit it. All that wear, I don't know what that's from, but this is ready to go back in the bike.